everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be looking at an article that has been published about Nepo babies. Nepo babies, I think that's it. I think that's how you say it. So it is children who are born to rich or well-to-do privileged families. And privileged, I don't mean privileged your dad's got a jag and works in finance. I mean privileged in the fact that they seem to get perks that entitle them into the upper echelons of society. For example, if your dad was a lighting director and married with children, being allowed into the entertainment industry and shown the ropes of that and being paid for to go to a private school. Or say, just off the top of my head, if you were a prince, you were born into the royal family and you get everything handed to you on the plate. So it is a reading around that. Do they, Sussexes, like the fact that they've been referred to as Nepo babies or not? Now, Nepo is from the word nepotism, which we all know what that means. So nepotism, if you don't know what that means, basically is you get perks based on who you are rather than what your strength of your character is. And if we've noticed one thing over the last few weeks, the propaganda the Sussexes released on Netflix was basically them telling us how they are worthy of their status. That's it, really. Okay. So before I begin, if you're new here, hello, please like, subscribe and share. It helps the channel out. Thank you very much to everyone who's been here for a while. I do appreciate your support. And thank you very much to the emotional support, Coven. Believe it or not, you are actually emotionally supportive. Thank you. We are going to be using a new deck. It's called the Cosmic Coven Tarot, sticking with the witchy theme in covens. And we're going to have a look and see if Megan thinks this is a fair representation of her. Now, I actually shut my eyes when these are shuffling, so I don't know which one I'm getting. So I don't know if it's a reversal or an upright, but we're going to do this. Okay, you want to come out. What are you? The Magician. Interesting. So there's a sense of action there and bringing things all together. There's a sense of she wants to take action maybe against being called a Nepo baby. I know there has been some stars that have spoken out against this label. I think Lily Allen's one of them. Yeah. Devil in reverse. Yeah, she's wanting to take action. She really doesn't like this, guys. She wants to take action and correct this assumption about her. We have the Devil in reverse. This is what's crossing her, and that is the ego. That is her being slightly wounded, and she takes that wounding and she turns it into scurrying away and getting on a MacBook, getting on a phone and talking to people and trying to correct that record, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. So we're probably going to get a rebuttal of this. A rebuttal of this from what? I don't know. The star in reverse there. So we have the star above in reverse, and that is saying to me she does not like this new way of doing things. She does not like this new phrase. The star can be a very hopeful time, but when it's in reverse, that hope's kind of convoluted. I feel like there's things happening with King Charles, and their silence is notably frosty. It's their absence of comment that gets me. And I feel like they're getting frozen out in that sense, and they don't like seem to be spoiled brats, because by not engaging with them, it just feels like an extended temper tantrum, to be honest. Underneath it, we have got the 10 of Wands. Interesting. This is a burden she's had to bear, guys. This is a burden she has had to bear. She's really does not like this, and she feels like she can't come out and say anything, and she's done with it. She's done with it. There's this sense of control, and it's that sense of control that she wants to, her wounded ego, and she wants to create something and do something, but something's stopping her. She's kind of tied herself in a knot, if you know what I mean, because they've said their story in interviews, in the Cut magazine, Variety. You've got her story when she sat down with Oprah. You've also got her Finding Freedom book. And then you have got this, where she's like, the Netflix thing. It just hasn't added up and it hasn't made sense. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. And I wanted to do something legal in the lead up to this, and this has kind of blindsided them a bit. I wonder if they're wanting to start new legal action against the Mail and the newspapers. I wonder if that's it. But this has come along and went, nope, not having that today. We have got the Moon in reverse, interesting positioning coming up there. The Emperor in reverse. And we have the Five of Cups. Let me just pull the rest of these cards. And we have the Seven of Cups. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Okay. She really does not like being called this Nepo baby thing. It doesn't sit with her very well at all. We are going to get manipulated, guys. Again, we might get some more propaganda. There's definitely stuff coming out, I feel, when we're going into the interview cycle, when H does his spare book interviews and everything, and he goes around and saying things. So we might hear how all of this was very stressful to Meghan around the time of, it was Christmas, we just dropped our Netflix, and it was all very stressful, and these articles attacking us. We also may well, with the moon coming up, be seeing some more things coming out around rumours and things like that. We may be having some more issues around secrets revealed coming up. We also may well be getting a lot of stuff about how her mental health has suffered, but it's inverted here. There's an inversion. So remember when you're looking into that deep pond and under the moonlight, and you can just see your reflection, that's just the surface. You don't know the big ugly fish amphibious thing that's lurking underneath. Anyway, so the Emperor in reverse there, it is what's on her mind. Now, this could be King Charles. This could be stuff to do with the royal family, and she is blaming them. I think they really believe that the media are running the stuff regarding, the media are being told what to do by the palace, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. They really believe that. And she is not feeling it. She is over it. There is, even though she says she's not a diva, there is some diva antics that's surrounding her. She is frustrated and given up and defeatist about it all, and she just thinks everyone's there to hate her on her, when actually it's just boom. We have the Seven of Cups there. So while they say they have been institutionally gaslit, one of the things that comes out in the cards a lot, it's not them who are doing the gaslighting. It's not the palace or the papers or the government or anyone who has wronged them, which is all of those three people. is seemingly coming from their camp, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. The Seven of Cups shows that they want to kind of make all of these criticisms disappear and go away, and using diversionary tactics. So we might not just hear one thing, we might hear, well, Camilla said this and somebody else said that and somebody else said. So it's like death by 1,000 puff pieces, as it were. So we're just going to get a lot. We may well be getting a lot of confusion and a lot of contradictory stuff coming out, because that leads us up to the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups here is usually, it's a romantic guy. He's coming on in. He's a bit of a Jack the Lad. He's flirty. He's funny. He's all of these things. And when it's here, when it's coming in here, this shows me that somebody is a little bit too much. They're seen as being a bit emotionally volatile, emotionally unreachable, maybe even emotionally quite cold and bratty and selfish. It's the weaponization of emotions. I find that's a lot. It's a lot for me. It just keeps coming back, and there's this kind of like insecurity coming through, and this could actually play out more to Harry's disadvantage than Meghan's, and that's definitely something that's coming up in the charts and the cards for them. It's almost like, you know, guys, that they're getting controlled by someone else in a way. It's really weird. It's really weird. Harry. Oh, this hurt him. This wealth and privilege has been but a burden to Has. He's really feeling sorry for himself. Really feeling sorry for himself there with the Three of Swords. Really bad. What's crossing him is the Page of Coins. Interesting. Archie's been coming out a lot. So he's like self-reflecting and thinking, well, what are they going to say about my children? Well, all of you kind of from nepotism in a way. Not being funny, but your whole brand, if you're mentioning kids, his whole brand, you've got Archwell, archetypes, Archie. You know, it's just all linking back to Archie. It's kind of like you branded your whole organization and your kid and everything is all linked in. It's just like, no. The Seven of Wands, he thinks he's been unfairly attacked. And they're just being cruel. They're just saying it because they can. They don't understand. Because you've got the Three of Swords, that he has not been born into privilege. It has been a great burden. Underneath it, we have got the King of Coins in reverse. So he's not taking this news well. He's not reflecting. He does not think he has been born into a position of great privilege. We wouldn't like it. It's kind of like Kevin the teenager shouting, well, I didn't ask to be born. It's that energy. It is that energy. He is taking this very badly, allegedly. This is somebody who is just on the back step, who sees himself as that Knight of Cups character, like I said, that kind of Jack the Lad, that guy who's always cracking jokes, but it's challenged him. This has really challenged him and wounded him. He does not like being called a Nepo baby at all. At all. The Four of Swords in reverse. Interesting. So when we're looking at the Four of Swords, we're looking at something around the time of the Queen's funeral, and we're interested in Meghan's spread around this. There's a legal challenge, so there might be something, litigation that we don't yet know of, coming from around of the time of the Queen's funeral. So I don't know if they're going to sue the papers about a story that was out then. I don't know, but there is something there, because it keeps coming up and coming up and coming up. So it's like, pay attention to it, pay attention to it. So there's definitely something kind of legal coming up around then. we have got the Page of Wands. He is going to go out onto that book tour circuit, and this is going to be one of the things. He's not going to say, oh, this, he mightn't say this wounded me, but he's certainly angry about it. And he's going to come out from a place of like anger, and we don't know how hard it is to be him. Now, interesting, we've got Emperor, what's on Meghan's mind. So let's have a look and see what is on Harry's mind. Emperor in reverse as well. So we've got the 8 of Cups, and that suggests to me that this is all revolving. There is some wounds, and they think it's something to do with Megxit and them walking away from the royal family. That's what they think. They really think that that this is all being planted, and it's all something to do with the courtiers and the palace and everything like that. The 8 of Coins is he's frustrated because people don't see his work. Well, there isn't a lot of work kind of gone on. I mean, we've got a kind of cut and paste documentary series allegedly that's coming out that the Nelson Mandela Foundation did. We've got a book that was which was ghostwritten for him. We've got the Netflix documentary, which was just not a documentary, it was a show, as my friend Richard said. It is a show. So 8 of Coins in reverse shows that there is some kind of frustration that he's not being taken seriously. The Wheel of Fortune coming up in reverse as well suggests that their timing again is going to be poorly judged. They are going to come out and do something, and it is going to be poorly judged. It's going to hit when there's press involved in something else, and it's going to make them look even pettier and uncharitable, to be honest with you. That's what that's saying to me, because we've got the Knight of Cups in Meghan's situation coming up, it looks like, and we've got the 10 of Wands there. Interestingly enough, we have the 10 of Wands, what's underneath Meghan. She's very sick of all of the kind of, I wouldn't say the accusations, but maybe the press and the media game. He's going to be sick of carrying everything on his back. He'll get to a point where he doesn't want to do any tell-alls. We might get a little bit of respite from them in 2023. They might have a little bit of time off. We're talking about maybe around about the 6-month mark in 2023. That might get a bit of a quiet time in the summer, just a couple of weeks, you know, just a little bit of respite before they come back again and come back on it. So yeah, that is a lot going on. I don't think they've took the news well. Do you think they've taken the news well? Doesn't seem like it, does it? Oh, never mind. Let me know what readings you'd like me to do. If there's any readings you'd like me to do at all, let me know in the comments. If there's any different interpretation of the cards, please comment down below for me. I'm always interested in what you guys have to say about the cards as well. Thank you very much for being here, and I shall see you in the next one, guys. Bye everyone.